go to New California State?
I've never been able to find one.
I've seen it. I think Lisa sends it.
Let me make sure it's
Lisa
running.
used to send it.
Okay, we're running.
New California, Monterey County, Laguna Grande Park, Seaside, October 16, 2020. State of New California. Notice to all Californians, Chapter 2, Grievance 25. New California is a new state in development exercising its constitutional right to form from the state of California. The process to form New California is authorized and codified in Article 4, Section 3 and 4 of the United States Constitution. Statement of intent. The citizens of New California have decided to remedy the abuse of power by the government of California by exercising their right to form a new state provided in United States Constitution, Article 4, Sections 3 and Section 4. We are determined to live under a state government in the United States of America and under the Constitution of the United States. New California Declaration of Independence of January 15, 2018 states, whenever any form of government becomes destructive, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it and to institute a new government. When a long train of abuses and acts to seize and hold the people's power without legal authority and pursuing invariably the same object that clearly demonstrates a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security. Preamble of the New California State Constitution states, we, the representatives of the undersigned counties within the state of California, do acknowledge and humbly invoke the favor of Almighty God for continued civil and religious liberty to ourselves and our posterity. First Amendment of the United States Constitution states, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. Fourth Amendment of the United States Constitution states the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrants shall issue but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. The counties of New California State brought forward 95 Chapter 1 grievances between January 2018 and November 2019. On April 28, 2020, New California State issued 95 additional Chapter 2 grievances to be announced in public on Tuesdays at 11 a.m. Grievance 24, Declaration of Grievance, Statement of Facts. The people of California are suffering from a tyrannical state government which fails to provide a Republican form of grievance, enables and supports across its southern border the invasion of the United States of America by illegal foreign nationals, and protects vicious criminals who commit outrageous acts of violence upon the citizens of America, all caused by a government of and for a mono-party system led by a tyrannical dictator who openly defies federal law. California state government violates the following: United States Constitution, Article 4, Section 4. The United States shall guarantee to every state in this union a republican form of government and shall protect each of them against invasion. And on application of the legislature or of the executive, when the legislature cannot be convened, against domestic violence. 6. United States Constitution, Article 6. This Constitution and the laws of the United States, which shall be made in pursuance thereof, and all treaties made, or which shall be made, under the authority of the United States, shall be the supreme law of the land, and the judges in every state shall be bound thereby. Anything in the Constitution or laws of any state to the contrary notwithstanding. First Amendment, United States Constitution. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or the right of the people, peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for redress of grievances. Eighth Amendment, United States Constitution. Excessive bail shall not be required, nor excessive fines imposed, nor cruel and unusual punishments inflicted. 14th Amendment, United States Constitution. Section 1. All persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. No state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States, nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor deny to any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws. See, refer to sections 2, 3, 4, and 5. Order of the day. History repeats. While we, the people of the unified counties of New California, seek the removal of California State Governor, President of the Senate, and Speaker of the Assembly, we are equally determined to seek the removal of state and local officials who have been instrumental in the efforts to take away our God-given rights. New California State looks to history to see if there were similar events we see in today's circumstances, and of course history always repeats itself. When New Californians created this Declaration of Independence and then declared independence on January 15, 2018, they were very aware that the circumstances that gave us the original Declaration of Independence of 1776 had once again become a reality in California in 2018. To prove the case for New California State, 95 grievances, they were read in the public square every Tuesday for 95 weeks. In essence, the Declaration had become far more than an event declared on a certain date, then soon forgotten. It had become a process. Between 1763 and 1776, American colonists made many attempts to organize in protest against the acts of Parliament. The Declaration of Independence represents the last in the long chain of declarations that began with the Declaration of the Stamp Act, Congress of 1765, which stated colonists were entitled to the same rights as Englishmen. This document also affirmed that taxing the colonists without their consent was a violation of their rights as British citizens, and that Parliament had no right to tax colonists. In 1774, after the passage of the Intolerable Acts, these themes would surface again in a document written by the First Continental Congress called the Declaration of Rights and Grievances. This document clarified the Stamp Act Congress declaration by stating only colonial legislatures had the right to tax the colonists. Additionally, this document declared the Intolerable Acts unconstitutional and criticized the King and Parliament for dissolving colonial assemblies, maintaining a standing army in peacetime, and for enforcing heavy taxation. Meeting again as the Second Continental Congress in May of 1775, the delegates understood that things had only worsened between the colonists and the British government. Although fighting had already broken out between Minutemen and British troops, many delegates still pressed for a peaceful reconciliation. This Congress issued a declaration of causes of taking up arms and sent an olive branch petition to the King to humbly request that he negotiate a peaceful reconciliation. Once again, the King ignored the request of the colonists and responded instead by sending an additional 20,000 troops to the colonies. Throughout the struggle to assert their rights, colonial leaders understood the importance of maintaining unity between the 13 colonies. Samuel Adams knew that the people would have to be persuaded to view an attack on one colony as an attack on all colonies. To help maintain a unified protest, Samuel Adams organized committees of correspondence in 1772 to ensure that colonies could stay informed about new developments regarding the British King and Parliament. This information network proved crucial when the First Continental Congress agreed to boycott trade with Great Britain and to refuse to use British goods until a resolution was reached. During the Second Continental Congress, Patriot leaders carefully waited to declare independence until all delegations unanimously supported it. Although the colonies were technically at war with Great Britain for most of the time the Congress met, it took them 14 months to write the formal declaration of war. After the rejection of the Olive Branch petition, the publication of Thomas Paine's Common Sense, and the hiring of German mercenaries, all of which took place in early 1776, the themes stated in earlier declarations that were finally put to use to justify separation rather than reconciliation. The Declaration of Independence relied on the content and claims of earlier declarations, but firmly stated that 10 years of peaceful political and economic actions had failed to reach the desired effect. Therefore, the King and Parliament left the colonists no other choice but to seek separation through military means. New California State movement has, for over 5 years, been utilizing Article 4, Section 3 to form a new state in direct defiance of the California dictator, just like the Founding Fathers had planned when they declared independence in 1776 and wrote the U.S. Constitution. New Californians are still in the process of declaring independence by now reading an additional 95 grievances. To see the process of independence should never end lest history repeats itself again. Today, the California governor is a pusillanimous, craven dictator whose words and actions are a grave danger to all U.S. citizens living in California, while the state continues to operate outside the authorities of the U.S. Constitution. For New Californians, it's our God-given right, it is our duty to protect our Declaration of Independence our Constitution, and our Bill of Rights with all means necessary from a craven dictator, New Californians will not comply. We request the President of the United States act immediately to remedy those abuses by the California state and declare a state of insurrection exist in California.
One more page.
Oh, thank you.
You're out.
Insurrection. The government of California, the current socialist governor dictator, and mono-party system, along with local officials, are following a coordinated design with the intent to actively engage in acts of insurrection against the U.S. Constitution. Insurrection Act of 1807 and the Emergency Economic Powers Act are United States federal laws that govern the ability of the President of the United States to deploy military troops within the United States to put down lawlessness, insurrection, and rebellion. Acts of succession. The California government, in conjunction with the socialist state executive, instituted wherever the current socialist governor dictator has usurped power, has actively engaged in acts of secession and have created a reign of terror on the United States citizens living in California with the intent to secede from the United States of America, to thus destroy the very union of states which secures our liberty and freedom. Abdication of authority, betrayal by the sitting socialist governor dictator of California, the mono-party legislature, and local elected officials is evidence of abdication of their responsibilities of authority and sovereignty over the citizens of the United States living in California state. Prayer. The citizens of New California state pray for the President to exercise his authority under the Insurrection Act of 1807 or the Emergency Economic Powers Act to end the tyranny being foisted upon the United States citizens living in California state. This concludes these proceedings. NewCaliforniaState.com, 877-828-2753.
Awesome.
Thank you. Very good.
Let's hope that recorded. Looks like it did. 17 minutes, man.
Did it?
Yeah.